Hi there, welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts Television, and today we're going to look at the Nissan Qashqai. So how do you go about in 2006 to replace three models, the Primera, the Almera and the Torano 2? Well, Nissan done something very brave back in 2006 and launched their first crossover called the Qashqai, and we're going to have a quick wee look at this today. The Qashqai has become a sales success for Nissan, and it's codenamed or nicknamed the Cash Cow, and that's exactly what it has been for Nissan. This car is roughly about the size of the Almera, but pumped up. This is actually a hatchback, but it's actually been pumped up. So first things to look at when we have a look at the Qashqai is you notice that it looks like an SUV with its big chunky black inserts in the bumpers. It's got big chunky 17-inch wheels, which are easy to clean. And going along you can still see the black trim on the doors. You can also get side steps for this car as well. And here we go. It's quite reminiscent of the Scenic RX4 that Renault done a few years ago, but that's probably not a surprise because Nissan and Renault were tied up in a partnership at the time and were making vehicles, cross-sharing platforms, etc. So we're just going to have a quick look inside the vehicle. So here we are inside the vehicle. It's quite a lovely place to be quite honest with you. Just ignore that gear lever, that's my addition to the vehicle. So you get into the vehicle and you notice, first thing you notice is it's got a nice chunky 3-spoke steering wheel, which houses the infotainment system. So you've got your up and down to select the track on the CD player. I button takes you through the trip computer menu. You've got a Bluetooth hands-free set on the phone controls, your stereo controls, your source button. And on this side of the vehicle, if it zooms in, you have your cruise control. Another thing to note on the Qashqai is that you get, on this trim level, this is the Acenta trim, you get electric windows front and rear, with an important child lock down there to lock the windows in case you've got children in the back. And it's actually quite a nice place to be. It's a mixture of cheap plastics and some nice rubbery touch plastics. But then you've got here, it's pretty cheap and nasty, and here as well, on up in the air vents. They're lovely to touch, nice and simple to use. Just wee eyeball vents. They're quite simple and they're quite reminiscent of the Mini. In this spec you get auto lights and auto wipers on the other side. So you've got your indicators on this side of the car. And I'll just put you here, the indicator. There we go. If I can, I'll try and take you into the warning light. And it's got a very basic instrumentation panel. You've got your rev counter here, and your speedometer here. And this one I've always sort of tried to play a wee bit sporty with adding the little red needles. And you've also got a basic in the middle warning lights. This vehicle's covered 67,800 and it's 15 degrees today, which is quite surprising. So that's that. It's also got, we'll give it a wee wiper test. See what. There we go there. And what else? So down here you get this is a standard Nissan stereo. This is actually a six disc changer, which is quite rare. I would say this is quite rare in a car of this age. This is a 2008 model. And down here you've got dual climate control, which in this weather is fantastic. Let's turn that down. It is a 5-speed gearbox in this model. As I said, just ignore the gear lever. It's a 5-speed manual, so you've got your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. It's just down, along, and down. This vehicle's also got the optional parking sensors. I think they were optional, but this vehicle's got parking sensors. As I said, it's got auto lights, auto windscreen wipers. We'll just come down here. It's also got a mechanical handbrake, which is something I actually like. And just into here, it has a nice wee cubby hole. Probably you could store your CDs in here. CDs, sweeties, maybe an old gear lever, the original gear lever from this car. And also, it's got a glove box, which is suitable for a meerkat. So there you go. It's probably got enough room for like sweeties in here. There's no cup holders in the glove box, which is a shame. And this out and up here, well, it's not exactly, it slopes off, so it's not exactly a place you can put your cups. There's 2 cup holders down here. That's probably, this one here, probably okay for a Coke can. This one maybe a wee coffee cup. And I forgot to say, the cubby hole box makes a nice wee armrest as well. I don't tend to use this. And it's got airbag there. It's got 1 airbag, 2 airbag. It's got the curtain bags. It's got folks in there. It's got them in the seats as well. And yeah. And this is the back area. There's a child sitting here. That seat will go forward to give a child a wee bit more room. But as you can see, that seat there is set for me. And the driver's seat there. Look at the amount of space you can get there. It does look a lot of space. So we're just going to have a wee look at the boot now. So this is the boot in here. It's quite a big boot. I don't know if you can see it. The size of my cleaning chemical box, but it's quite a big boot. My only concern with this car is there's the ground, and that's as far as the tailgate will go. So if you're under here, you might clunk your head off a bit. And I quite like this bit. I like the rear lights here, so you've got, that'll be your tail light there, tail and brake light, your indicators, reverse light. It's got 2 reverse lights. I'm not sure where the fog light is in this car. Oh no, fog light's down there, integrated into the bumper. So with this vehicle you got a choice of 3 engines when this came out. You got 2 petrols and I think you got 1 diesel. Diesel being the 1.5 DCI from Renault. So we'll just have a wee look at this engine on this car. Again, you can customise the Qashqai, so you can get like a bonnet bra for it, protect it from stone chips. It also makes it does actually start making it look like a crossover vehicle. So we'll just have a wee look at the engine. So this is the HR16DE, which is basically Nissan's fancy name for a 1.6 petrol. It's not very much to look at, just an expansive black plastic here. Nissan didn't even give you the nice wee option to have Nissan written on the engine cover, but I do believe this engine is the same as what was in the last of the Almiras and the Micra 160 SR, which is the K12 version. So I'm sure you can get an engine cover for it. But for your essentials, you've got your windscreen washer fluid here, you've got your coolant here, and down here, coolant, you've got your brake fluid there. There is no, and you've got your battery here as well. If you look really closely, I'm not sure if it's on the battery, can't remember where it is on this car, but there is, it's been stamped a Renault, so I think it's also like a Renault engine as well. And your air filters in this box as well. Yeah, I don't know if you'll get that. There you go, there's your Renault. It says made in Germany. So we've got a Japanese car, we've got a French car, and this part's made in Germany. Fantastic. So that's all the engine bay here. So we'll just close the engine bay. Now this car, as I said, was a runaway success when it replaced the Almira, Primera and the Torano 2. You can get this in a two-wheel drive and a four-wheel drive option. This is a two-wheel drive. You can also get this as a 7-seater, which is the Qashqai Plus 2, but that was discontinued when they brought out their facelifted version. This car is built in Sunderland, in the northeast of England, and that's where Nissan's main hub is. That's where they built, I think they built the last Almira in Sunderland. Don't quote me on that, but I know they built the Micra and the Primera there and the Bluebird, and it's a well put together car. I mean, considering that most of it's been a French partnership. What else do you get? Quick wee look here. You get your mirror and your sun visor. On the other side as well, you get another mirror. You also get power folding mirrors. They're not heated. The electrical adjustable. I'm trying to think what else this car's got. But apart from that, it's really well put together. If you can remember, we'll just talk about the Almira right now. I mean, if you remember the Almira when it first came out, the Almira came out in 1995 to replace the Sunny. And the 3-door, I would say, looked like a Sunny, more modern Sunny. But the 5-door just looked totally weird. From some angles it looked like an estate, but these cars were they might have been dreary looking, but they were, and some plastics were a wee bit cheap, but overall it was a really reliable car. Then they brought out the newer version of Almira in 2000, I think it was in 2000 actually it came out, or 2001, and that sort of upped it a wee bit. It looked a wee bit classier, and I think they called it like a surfboard or a Coke bottle sort of style roof, because the way it shaped off. And the only thing that really let that car down, I think, at launch was it just the front end just looked a wee bit dreary. But it was a reliable car. The one thing when I was talking about the engine earlier on, it looked like a bit of expansive plastic. My memories of Nissans have always been, had that sort of alloy silvery camshaft cover, you like. It had Dorch 16 valve Nissan on it. That's how I remember the Nissan engines. Nowadays it's just a matter of looking at cheap plastic. Forgot to put the hazards here. That's your hazard warning switch there. But apart from that, this is the Nissan Qashqai. A sales success for Nissan. We're now in our, I think we're now coming into our second or third generation. It might even be our second generation, but they facelifted it again. But yeah, definitely a runaway success for Nissan. Slight departure from the brand style and from like the Almera, and I think it was a brave move to do a crossover on this vehicle. But it's been a success, and then they've done another one, the Duke, which at time of launch was probably a replacement for the Micra, but I think it also filled the gap of the Almera as well. But when the Micra made a wee comeback in 2013, I think the Micra disappeared for a couple of years and then came back. But that was another successful crossover, and that's just been into its second incarnation now. But I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've got a Qashqai problem video coming up, and I'll show you that in the near future. But for now, I shall bid you farewell, and I'll give you some more fantastic wiper action. And maybe a wee toot in the horn as well. Thank you, and farewell.